What's up, everybody? I'm Mike, the host of the Everything and More Store Show. Now, today, what I wanted to do was go ahead and talk to you about some of the pros and cons selling on eBay. With any platform that you have, there's going to be good and bad. There's going to be things that are BS that you're not feeling and you feel like could be a lot better. And then there's going to be things that are like an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Something that you kind of have an upper hand in when selling on this platform. Just like any other platform, there's going to be things that maybe aren't what you deem as fair, and there's going to be other things that are like, oh yeah, I'm winning with this. No other platform is going to let me do this. So, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So real quick, this is just for eBay. As of right now, I don't sell on Amazon. I don't really desire to sell on Amazon. So this is just with eBay exclusively. Okay. Now I'm sure a lot of the different platforms have maybe similar, pros and cons, but this is particularly with eBay. So pros. Number one, it's easy to use, right? It's extremely easy to use. The software is very basic. It's just like most things in the listings are multiple choice, right? So you can copy and paste other people's, like, let's just say I search up, whatever I search up, a Tommy Hilfiger hat, right? I can search it, hit completed items. Everything in green sold, everything in red did not. I can click the one that sold for the highest amount. Once I do that, I can click sell one like this. Basically, I just take the whole draft, the whole template of that person's listing, the successful listing, the most successful listing, and put it in my, you get what I'm saying? All I have to do is upload photos, go through like the condition specifics, just make sure there's nothing that doesn't, make sure everything matches, and then list it. It's easy. It's real easy. It doesn't, manually it's very easy. Now I understand that there's certain, like, you got these, what do they call VAs, virtual assistant, all this, like that's even easier. But if you're talking about just doing it on your own, eBay's pretty easy. Okay. Another pro, it's a popular and trusted name, right? So everybody knows eBay. Like, who does not know eBay? Everybody knows who eBay is. Okay, 9 times out of 10, when you Google something, if you go onto the free alerts app, they're promoting eBay. If you go and watch a couple YouTube videos, they're promoting eBay. No matter what, your eBay is known, bro. It's not like an unknown, distributor online or whatever. Nah, it's known amongst buyers, amongst merchants, buyers, sellers. Everybody knows who eBay is. Okay, so fixed rates. So there's already a fixed rate. So from my understanding, some apps, they don't give you like a specific, like, this is what we're going to take. eBay lets you know ahead of time. This is the percentage that we're going to take, right? This is the promotion fee that we're going to take. And this is what I'm saying? It's a fixed rate. So they let you know ahead of time. So bam, you already know pretty much what your profit margin is going to be. You buy this hat right here. Let's say you buy it for $2. And then you double back and sell it for $25, and they're gonna take, let's just say 10%. You calculate your profits right there. Bam, I'm cool. Okay, so ahead of time before making a listing, so you can see what your profit's gonna be. The next pro, you can list 250 free items a month. Okay, so this is real simple. As soon as you get on, you open your account as a seller. Once you open your account as a seller, you can link your bank information or whatever you're using. Once you do that, you can just start listing. You got 250 free items a month, or there's like a certain financial limit, but it's a lot for 250 items. So it's not just 250 $30 items is not gonna. That's fine. So you're not category locked. This is another one. So you're not category locked. You're not locked into any particular category. Okay. So this is good. So Amazon in particular, unless you sold so many items on it, you can't sell this, you can't sell that, you can't sell cosmetics, you can't sell perfume, you can't sell beauty products, you can't sell whatever. They have all these different category locked all these different category locked items that you're not allowed to sell unless you can prove that you have, like, it's just a little bit much, you know what I'm saying? So eBay is more simple. They don't care. Just pretty much whatever you can sell on here, with the exception of the things that you can't sell, anybody can sell. immediately, 10 years or now or whatever. You get what I'm saying? So, yeah, you're not category locked. Another one. You pretty much sell anything. That's kind of goes with the first one. You can pretty much sell anything on eBay, with the exception of things that are legal, guns and alcohol and tobacco products and obviously drugs, whatever. You can pretty much sell anything on eBay. There's only a very few things that you cannot sell. You know what I'm saying? And those things are pretty much, in most times, are common sense. That like, no, you can't sell Oxycontin, so why would you know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. So it's kind of like an online swap meet. You use new this that doesn't matter, whatever you could think of, you could usually find it on eBay in any condition, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have a lot of choices. So far as a buyer, you have a lot of choices, more than Amazon even. Amazon's charging a little more. You get what I'm saying? So they're obviously majority new. So the next pro, it's kind of like the other one, but it's simple. Software is real basic. It's sometimes even too basic because everything's like a multiple choice. Everything doesn't always fit into the multiple. Like, is this item this that? Like, okay, well, it doesn't. Everything is not always so cut and dry. So that could be a pro sometimes, but that could also maybe be a con. But I'm gonna list it as a pro. It's real easy. It's basic. You can do auction or you can buy it now. Auction sucks, if you ask me, unless you're selling something that you don't know the value, like a piece of land, or some sort of 57 Chevy with the 454 and the motor. There's something that's you don't know what it could be. You don't know what the value could be. Other than that, no matter what you're selling around your office, if I'm selling pretty much anything in this office, right? Whatever it is, if I'm selling anything in here, I pretty much know what the value is going to be based on the sales history. So I'm not going to do an auction. But it's nice to have that opportunity, that option, right? So that's a pro. I will give it a pro because you have the option of both. They're not forcing you to do an auction. They're just saying you could do that if you choose. So it's kind of been around a long time, bro. It's been around since something like 1995. So it's kind of like I said before, everybody knows who it is. eBay is a known platform. It's something that is pretty much trusted. They know, like, I understand it lost a little traction with Amazon coming in and kind of like overshadowing it a little bit. But at the end of the day, they're like grandfather when it comes to online e-commerce platforms, right? They're pretty much like the first main one. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you can sell used stuff. Like, a lot of these platforms are not letting you. Well, some of them are, but like Amazon in particular, they're not really going for no used stuff. Like, I think only a few things you can sell used in them. Like, I think books and like I don't know. I don't even mess with them, to be honest. It's too much nonsense. But yeah, you can sell used stuff, and there's no. You can be honest. You can really sell stuff you not use, like let's say a bottle of lotion. Let's say it's an expensive type of lotion, some specialty, Avon or whatever, right? It could be open, and you can still sell for like $20. You know what I'm saying? So Amazon, bro, they're gonna shut you down so quick. So you could sell pretty much like in any condition. All right, so the cons. So this is the cons of selling on eBay. Just a few of the ones that I thought of, right? So the selling fees are high and are getting higher, right? They're higher than a lot of the platforms, right? They're not what they were, right? And then they added the promotion listing standard. So basically, like you have a final value. You have your fee, right? Your the selling fee, whatever the percentage is, right? But then you have to pay a whole nother percentage for promoting your listing. But a lot of people, I am promoting. Oh, okay, but everybody else is. So they're all going to be over you. They're all going to be up here. That's, imagine if you're a plumber and somebody Googles you and you're all the way at the bottom. You think they're going to scroll down to page 9, you know what I'm saying, to look up Dave just because he's from no. They're going to go to the one at the top because he's the main highest ranking one. So basically, it's just like search engine optimization. People are paying to get ranked, so you're gonna pay for that too. So it's a percentage on another percentage. You get what I'm saying? Um, Another con, when you have a problem, it's sometimes hard to solve. So they're gonna transfer you to some receptionist that's in the Philippines, most likely, maybe India, maybe Colombia, a couple times America. But I'll be honest, the Americans are lazy. I'm American, so I could say this, but bro, Americans are lazy. They don't. The only thing they give you, is a little bit of customer service because it's in our culture. It's in our culture to understand, like, to, you know what I'm saying, to give customer service. But the Philippines, they got customer service too, and they get stuff done. Americans are lazy. I'm trying to tell you, we're lazy. We are always looking. I'm telling you, I've never ever ever had my problem on eBay. I've never had my problem solved, like just right there on the spot, dealing with an American, ever, for real. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. So when you have a problem on eBay, it's hard to solve sometimes. It's not gonna just. Sometimes it's easy because everything is like an automate. Everything is set up in a way where you can't go in and specific. Let's say, for example, you have a I'll tell you what the issue I'm going. So they took my option to promote my listings, right? At no fault of my own. They realized they made a mistake, and so they basically said, okay, well, look, we'll go ahead and we acknowledge our mistake. Then they said they're going to change it. They never changed it. I'll call back. They said, oh, well, we acknowledge we made a mistake, but we only evaluate all of our sellers, above, below standard, whatever, on the 20th every month. So they can't go and individually change something, even if they made a mistake, right? They have to wait. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like it's specifically set up a certain way, and it's not easily changed. It's a template, and there's a set of rules, and that's pretty much it. So even for special circumstances, like in my case, they made a mistake, but it doesn't matter. Like, they're not gonna go under or over the rule. You get what I'm saying? So if you have in a nutshell, you could say sometimes if you have a specific problem, it's hard to solve unless it's a basic problem that's like, it's a system. And so for every, like let's say for every issue, there's this option, that option, that option. There's nothing else. And so you can't do something else. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, they make a lot of mistakes these days. Okay, this is another con. eBay makes a lot of mistakes these days. I think I said this on a different video. I had sold a perfume, and like a couple months later, the person wanted like a return. I'm like, no, this is like, you've been past 2 months. eBay gave them the return and took my money. So then I made a big deal about it. I think eBay ended up taking a loss, but I made a big deal about it. They ended up having to give me my money, and then they paid them back. So I'm pretty sure they didn't refund them and then take the money back again. So I'm pretty sure they took the loss on that. So my point is that they make a lot of mistakes these days. You have to kind of more so monitor them. I feel like even more now. Before, when I was selling eBay, like, I almost say like about 6-7 years ago, I didn't really feel like I had all the issues that I have on eBay these days. There's a lot of issues on eBay these days. Okay, another con. It's a lot of gray area, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. Okay, so for example, right, like you could say, because it happens when you're selling used stuff usually. So let's say I had this shirt. It's an Under Armour basketball shirt, whatever the material, whatever the size, whatever the measurements, right? Bam, have it listed up there. It's pre-owned and gently used, right? So I say this item is pre-owned and gently used. Please refer to the photographs for exact condition and measurements. Thanks for viewing my list and have a great day. The buyer reads that. Oh, okay, it's pre-owned, gently used. Well, it looks pretty good. Okay, cool. Now let's say I send it to him. He gets it. He says, man, I don't know, man. It looks a little more used up than specified in the, you know what I'm saying? So then he want to message, well, it's a little bit more, like, well, bro, it's pre-owned gently used. It's not perfect. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll give you actually a real example that happened. So I sold a U.S. Open Ralph Lauren golf polo shirt, right? Pre-owned and gently used, okay? It's not brand new, but it's in good condition, right? So I sent it to the guy. Well, I noticed that there's a string coming out of the, like, and then he sent me, I said, actually it's in good condition, but send me a picture of what you're talking about, and, maybe I'll work with you if it's reasonable. This guy must say, like, he must, you could take your phone and you could like, you know what I'm saying? You could zoom in like that. Yeah, basically that's what he did. He like basically like zoomed in to like, come on, it's like a string. Anyway, long story short, I ended up not wanting to. He was one of those like back and forth type of people. I'm like, all right, bro, just here, send it back, bro. I ended up selling it. The next person didn't have no complaints at all. So anyway, my point is that it's a lot of gray area. It's a lot of open room for disputes. You know what I'm saying? This kind of happens when you're selling used stuff a lot. There's a lot of open room for disputes. Yeah, but so that's one of the cons. Okay. Another con. There's a lot of competition. Okay, so like let's say for example, no matter what you're selling, there's a hell of other people selling the same thing. You get what I'm saying? There's a bunch of other people selling the same thing, and they're always looking to outdo the next one. And so part of this process is they're trying to undercut the next guy. So you sell this yardstick right here. You sell this yardstick at $6.99. He sees it. He copy and paste your listing, but then he's like, oh no, I'm gonna sell $5.99. He go $1 under. So you think like, oh, no big deal, whatever. But that's 1/6 of the price for such a low price item. The next guy sees it. He got a pre-owned one. He gonna sell $2-3. Like, bro, like what are you even doing? You know what I'm saying? And then it just keeps going until these people like mess up the market. Now, there's a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of crabs in the bucket too, man. I'm gonna tell you what, it's a lot. I'll tell you another story, right? So this is a long time ago. So this dude, so I at this time I sold a few little perfumes, not even like I do now, right? I sold a few perfumes here and there. Literally in my whole store, I might have had 10 perfumes, right? Well, it was mostly clothes, shoes, and random items, right? Niche items, whatever. So somebody buys a perfume from me, right? They don't pay, right? So they got 4 days to pay. I don't remember if it was the same policy back then. I believe it was. But anyway, he doesn't pay. And so I don't even think I canceled. No, I didn't cancel. He doesn't pay. They just told me I could relist. So I relisted it and I ended up selling it. But the guy didn't pay for like, I want to say a bunch of days, right? Anyway, I called eBay. This is when I wasn't as knowledgeable on like a lot of the policies and procedures on eBay. So I called eBay. They told me, yeah, go ahead, just relist it. It's all good. Bam, I relisted. Well, long story short, I sell it. The guy then said, oh, I'm like, no, like you never paid me. You can't just pay me 2 weeks later. He ends up leaving all his bad feedback. Like I go look at his store, it's all perfume. You feel me? Like you're trying to basically drag me down because you feel like I'm some sort of competition. Like, bro, come on. So it's a lot of haters on eBay. It's a lot of sellers that will try to flag your stuff. And it doesn't take like let's say I flag your item. They're not gonna before they flag, they're not gonna verify it. No, they're just gonna flag it. So really if they want to blow your account, then they could just blow your account. Like let's say you sell perfume, I sell perfume. You sell hats, I sell hats. You sell shirts, I sell shirts. You're gaining a little traction. You're kind of rising up in the ranks amongst selling. I see that. I'm like, nah, I can't have that. Nah, we ain't doing that. I could flag a bunch of items till next thing you know your store gets shut down, or have 4 or 5 people, 6, 7 people open up claims at one time. Like you could really shut someone's account down for next to nothing, right? So another con is that it's not guaranteed, man. You could do everything right for years. You know what I'm saying? You could do everything right on eBay for years. You could ship on time, send on time, this, that, the third. And then you don't even have to make a mistake. They can make a mistake, and then your account is jeopardized based on something so minor. You get what I'm saying? It's like it's a great platform for what it's for, but you can't. I would not put all your eggs in one basket. That's why a lot of people that open up a couple of accounts, they might have one on their name and one on their business. You know what I'm saying? Now, just so you know, the rule is you're not supposed to do that to circumvent restrictions. But if you have it already, then I don't know. It's up to whoever. Anyway, the software is old. This is another I wouldn't say a problem, but it's a good thing and a bad thing. So everything is so cut and dry, but everything's not always so cut and dry. The software's old. So it's like a, I was talking about gray area. It's another one. So look, so okay, you're selling a perfume. You got uh, basically what it is. One of the options on there is tester, but then you can't sell a tester. A tester is to test, but if you technically have used it, it's a tester, but you can't sell it. So it's like there's the software's old, which is good and bad, but it's a little bit more janky. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Another con. This is a big one, and it seems to be growing a little bit more now that these other platforms are rising. People are cheap when shopping on eBay. Everybody associates used with, oh, I don't got to pay. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so even though they might pay on Amazon, I don't even think Amazon's set up to where they could take a little dirtball, sleazebag, lowball offer. eBay's set up that way. You can say, hey, some dirtbag from, you know, wherever he's from. Hey, I see you have this jacket for $60. I'll give you $10. Bro, leave me alone, okay? Go home. Just delete your account, bro. You're worthless. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to say these things because it's just so ridiculous. They're cheap. They're cheap. You'll send an offer, a reasonable offer. A reasonable offer is like 10% off, right? This is just an offer. So, like, they watch the item. You see they watch the item. You could send the offer. The item's $60. You send them $6 off. 10% off. This is a reasonable offer. They'll double back and offer you like $20 for that. Like, I'm not even gonna hear that. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the days where I'm just not feeling it. Like, I'm not even gonna go back and forth with you. I'm just gonna deny. And I might even say something like LOL or something in the little comments part. Yeah, the offers they're real lowball. They don't seem to people. The cheap people always go to eBay. I'm not saying it's all cheap people, but all cheap people go to eBay. I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. So there's another con. Is the final value fee is included. I mean, excuse me. The final value fee shipping is included in that. Okay. So let's say you sell something for $25, right? The $25 item that you sell, the shipping is $16.10. So let's just say if they're taking 10% from your fee, like the selling fee, they're going to include the $16. So what's that? 25. So it's 35 plus. So that's $41.10. So if it's 10%, they're going to charge $4. And what's it? A penny? You get what I'm saying? $4.01. So it's like, even though you're not benefiting off the shipping. Now, some people, they do benefit a little bit off the shipping. I ain't gonna lie, I do benefit a few dollars here and there off the shipping, but it's not to such a great degree. Only with the big products like ski boots and stuff like that. That's kind of where you get your money off shipping. Like, you can end up doubling the value sometimes for some of these, but a lot of things they're taking in the final value fee. But that's probably because people back in the day, they'll be like, sell something for $1 and then the shipping will be like $100. You know what I'm saying? And then like okay, we're just gonna circumvent this anyway. So yeah, so the shipping is included in the final value fee. So it can be a good or bad thing. In most cases, you're not benefiting, but it's minor, but it adds up. If you have, you know what I'm saying, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, items in your store, that type of stuff adds up. There's another con. The receptionists, they read off a script. Okay, they're not they a lot of the ones, the Philippines, they can kind of solve your I feel like they're a little bit more like, they just want to like help. I feel like they're a little bit better. Like I said, Americans, they're generally pretty lazy when it comes to getting, the only thing Americans do is it's nice to talk to them because you can like understand them, and it's like, yeah, all right, hello. You talk to an American, whether it be, white or black or Mexican, whatever's the color of the person, they're American, you relate like, oh yeah, what's happening? Yeah, it's good. Okay, I'm having this such and such. They can talk real good. They can talk good, like far as relatability, but when it comes to executing the solving of the problem, they kind of suck. I'm not gonna lie. The Philippine people are good. They get stuff done. I never have had any problem solved on the eBay. As far as eBay, I've never had a problem solved by anybody. Not one person that's American. I'm sorry to all us Americans that we so lazy, but man, that's what it is. We need to step our game up. Yeah. So, but even the ones in the Philippines, India, Colombia, wherever they're reading off a script. So it's a set process. So let's say, for example, your name is Pedro, and you're in the Colombia somewhere, right? You're working remotely in your house, right? Somewhere in Medellin, wherever you're at. There's a list of problems that you have that could be solved because this is your department. And each one of these problems, you have a list of options, and that's what you have. You can't individualize everything. The only people I feel like are willing to do that are the Filipinos, honestly. Because I've had people tell me, like, because I had an issue with one of my listings, they ended up taking my listing down upon my request. They said, "Oh, we can just do it, whatever." The lady did it. Then I talked to somebody else. Of course, Meryl, we're not supposed to do that. They're not even supposed to do it. Well, look, bro, I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? Margaret from the Philippines helped me out. You feel me? So shout out to her. But anyway, majority of them are reading off a script, and it just seems to be something that's like, sometimes, like I said, things are hard to solve. But anyway, man, this is just a small list of things on eBay that could be considered pros and cons. I'm sure as these other platforms start to rise and whatnot, and Posh, well, Posh kind of sucks, but or not, Posh is cool, Macari, all these other, you know what I'm saying? I feel like as these other apps begin to rise and kind of gain a little bit of traction and notoriety, then maybe these things would change. But for now, this is pretty much what we have to deal with. So we could just make the best of it while we have it. And, while we have it, also look for a few backup plans. Maybe open a business and a standard. You get what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope this video was useful to you in your selling journey. If I can answer any type of questions for you that you feel like maybe I might know, then just give me a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. That would be extremely helpful. And please like this video. Thank you for viewing my video. As I said, I hope you benefit, and I'm out.